Welcome back to Everything Money. As always, not as always, actually. It's just you and me, Mo.
Yeah, it's different.
Rest in pepperoni, Paul.
It's different.
He's not dead. We're talking about Facebook today. We update this every few months. A gigantic company, very polarizing company. They're involved, obviously, in social media. They're involved. I love thinking of who's the founder? What's his name again?
Zuckerberg.
Yeah,
I love surfboard.
I love his old when they start grilling him in front of Congress.
God, he's so awkward.
So
awkward.
Yeah,
I love his responses to the Congress people.
When the
we're
old
an
people
advertising platform.
Yeah, it's just so funny. And anyway, we want to talk about the stock today, as always. We want to look at the company's financials. Now, it's been a couple weeks since we did this, but we're actually stumped by this because we were going over this prior to recording, and there are some assumptions you can make moving forward that might say Facebook is a buy even at its crazy pricing. I mean, it looks overpriced in terms of a ticker symbol. If you look at the long chart, it's maxed out, Mo, at what it always been. So we'd like to use our 8-pillar analysis to look at Facebook and see the fundamentals behind the company, the amount of money they make, the shares outstanding, all of these pillars that we use to see, is this stock price justified? I mean, right off the bat, Mo, I would say this is a no buy, but I think we'll show you some numbers where it might get in the wheelhouse.
It might be surprising. Yeah. Every time we look at Facebook, I'm always surprised by it.
The market cap for Facebook is 1.1 billion.
Nope. 1.1 trillion. They've crossed the trillion dollar mark. So what is that? 4 or 5 companies in that $1 trillion range
And
now?
about every year or so, they say this company's dead.
Every year.
This company bought Instagram a few years ago.
They bought WhatsApp for $4 billion a couple of years ago. So
and those buys look hilarious now, how low they were.
I know.
So they just keep chugging through. The baby boomers love this.
Yes, they do.
And
I'm looking right here, 2.5 billion monthly active users. And frankly, if you think about it, you look at parts of the world that don't even have internet yet.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's
Africa,
probably at least 3 billion people there.
Exactly.
If not more, right?
Exactly.
Incredible. How about, we're going to go through 8-pillar analysis. Folks, I guess I'm sort of stumbling through this, Mo, because it's just like so weird to see such a huge
it's weird
company.
Seeing a company like this. It's one of the FANGs. I mean, you don't think of a FANG stock as being, oh my God, this might be close to where we want to buy it. Where me and Paul actually want to buy something. Like Facebook.
Yeah, we usually wait for this enormous downturn like an Alibaba before we want to buy this, but we'll go through this. So PE, we usually look at PE, which is currently 27, but we've shifted to looking at the 5-year average PE under 22.5.
And this just gives you a better range of where the company is. Instead of just saying there's an anomaly year like a COVID year, for example, now you're looking at the 5 years of their price to earnings. So right now they're sitting at 48, and this is your market cap divided by your 5-year of average earnings, and this is well over the 22.5 that we want to see.
The profit margin is wonderful at 37. Our pillar number 2 is 5-year return on invested capital, ROIC. We want this greater than 9%, Mo.
And they are. They invest their money very well. It's not surprising, 16.5%. A lot of what they do is software advertising, and they are just crushing it at that game.
Yeah, the more I get on Facebook to connect with folks and buy magic cards, I realize as I'm scrolling, I'm just being used, right? I'm just ads, and just everything is just hitting me in the face.
And the ad targeting is very impressive.
Oh my God, you talk about it on your Alexa at home, and 5 minutes later,
you're probably going to have Amazon Alexa looking at you today after we leave the show.
It's incredible. So all right, let's get to pillar number 3. This is the nuts and bolts. We want to look at revenue growth over the past 5 years, and I assume this and profit. I'm guessing they're just slaying things.
Yes. Let me go to the income statement real quick. And they are, I'm sure they are too. I mean, you're looking at here, 32 billion to 102 billion. I mean, it's just incredible. And look at the consistent growth, 47, 61, 73. They just, look back to 2012.
$3 billion company.
It's incredible. And it's very, very consistent. That's the thing. I like seeing things that are not just up and down and up and down.
How about net income, income growth over the past 5 years?
Yeah, I'm sure they're making a ton of money too. And they are 13 billion to 39 billion. Very, very. And look at, I mean, even since 2012, this was, they didn't increase that year, but look at the just increase. They've done extremely well over the past decade.
How'd you do that purple line with your finger?
I just used my nail.
Oh, wow, that was incredible.
Actually, I don't know how that happened.
Oh, okay.
Magic.
That is a Samsung
That's
flip
part of the
board.
Egyptian magician.
I was going to say,
magic.
that was incredible. Shares outstanding. This is our pillar number 5, and we want this number going down.
Yeah, so this one is surprising me. This is what I was looking at before. They are decreasing at 2.9 billion to 2.83 billion. So they're buying back shares, and I was looking to see the last time they did a share increase. The last time they did a share increase was 2017. Stayed the same at 18, but I like what I'm seeing from this company.
If looking at the numbers resonates with you, for me, it has over the past 2 years. I used to just look at the ticker symbol. And if you're out there just buying a company like Facebook and hoping the price goes up without looking at these numbers, that is a strategy. But if this resonates with you, you can have this software. You can have our community if you join at everythingmoney.com. You can join our different tiers, get access to the software, get access to us, the exclusive content we create for our users. And this community is like-minded people all over the world, over 5,500 people all over the world talking about Facebook, talking about trading Facebook. The pillars go up every single month. So join today and you get access to this software this afternoon, right now. Let's get back to it, Mo. Let's look at pillar number 6, which is the total long-term liabilities divided by the 5-year free cash flow. We want this number under 5, which basically means can they pay off their debts?
Yeah, and I'm gonna make a guess that they can because they just print money. 17.51 billion is their total long-term liabilities. Let's see what their cash flow is, Seth.
Yeah, the average free cash flow is 19 billion over the past 5 years, so they can actually pay that off in 1 year, not 5.
Yeah.
So pillar number 7 is the granddaddy of them all. Free cash flow growth 5 years ago was 13 bill, Mo, all the way up to 24
and
now.
And they basically doubled it. So,
oh my gosh,
and even again, I'm just so impressed by looking back to 2012, and it's just everything is just so consistent with this company.
Yeah. So pillar number 8, folks, we would take our average free cash flow number of 19. We want to multiply that times 20 to get our desired market cap, which is going to be what, 390, 380, 80 something, 381.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. 19 times 20 would be 381. What am I talking about? I'm not wrong here. So 19 times our multiple of 20 gives us a market cap of 380 billion. The current market cap is
1.1, basically 1.1 trillion. So now this doesn't mean just go buy it. This means let's go look deeper. Let's run Stock Analyzer, and maybe we want to go and look at what their plan is going forward. Don't forget, they're a large company. And to go and get a good return on this, they still need to grow. And it's difficult for a company that's $1 trillion to go to $2 trillion. Yes. Going from 100 million to 200 million is way easier. So let's see if they can actually do that.
We will use our Stock Analyzer tool. This tool you get as a part of our community. You get the software, you get the tools we use to invest, and we'll show you what assumptions we'll make moving forward with Facebook. And you differ on some of your assumptions with Paul. We did this video a few weeks ago.
Yep.
We can put a card up to show the last time we analyzed Facebook, and you made some different assumptions than Paul. Go ahead, Mel.
So I made some. This is why the Discord community is so great. You guys can jump in and have these discussions with other people. Before I met Paul really and started investing with him, I was so lonely. Who am I going to bounce ideas off of?
Yeah.
But I'm a little bit more, I'm not as conservative on Facebook as Paul. So we're going to put my numbers in, then we'll put Paul's numbers in. No two people are going to have the same numbers. I see more growth in their future than he does. Doesn't mean I'm right, doesn't mean I'm wrong, but it's different. It's same with Buffett and Munger. They're never going to come up with the same numbers. So revenue growth, 15%, 20%, 25%. I even thought about increasing this a little bit more to like 30% just because going into the future, I think that they can grow. I think that untapped market of Africa and whatnot, they can still do it. But even China, I don't think China uses Facebook. They're not allowed.
Not at all.
So share change, I did 0, buyback 0.5%, buyback 1%. Profit margin, I kept pretty consistent with the past decade, 30, 32, 34. PE, this is where Paul and I differed. I said 18, 20, 22. He said 12, 15, 18. To me, I think that they deserve a little bit more PE. Our returns also differed. He wanted to see 15%, 12%, 12.5%, and 10. I said 13, 12, 11.
Yeah, I think the PE is perhaps justified on your end, not that I'm disagreeing with Paul, but this is still a growing company. They're still doing well.
They're a massive company, but I still see the growth forward. I still see the path forward for them. So the numbers I came up with right here, I mean, if you believe these topside numbers and then they can actually do that, And to me, I'm looking more into the 10K before I do something with this.
Yeah.
They're in a value range, $310 to $830 a share.
So again, folks, if you're looking at home, this is not what we think it should be valued.
No.
This is what you want to buy. This is the price you want to pay to get this desired return over the next 7 years. So we don't think it's a $300 stock. If we want to make a ton of money on it, we need to buy at 300, not at 380.
Correct.
But boy, again, usually our pillar number 8, the price to free cash flow, is a little closer than this.
Yeah.
But the stock analyzer is telling us we're somewhat in the wheelhouse.
Right,
So your final thoughts, Mo, on
this
Facebook.
has always been a stock where even during the pandemic when we were looking at it, I looked at the FANGs and I said, I can't believe that Facebook is falling into this range. It's always been different. And let's see if they can do it going forward. They're an advertising business, right? I mean, that's what they are. So I don't think advertising is going away anytime soon. I think it's only getting bigger, and they're the big daddy of advertising.
Yeah, and I think
them and Google.
I was gonna say with both is that you don't feel like you're getting advertised. You feel like they're providing you with something.
Yeah.
And so that's the best of both worlds, especially with their users. Is you feel like you're connecting with people, but in essence, you're just opening up a commercial in front of your eyes to get pounded in your face. And
from what I don't have Facebook. I haven't had Facebook since 2012, but their Facebook Marketplace, from what I understand, I mean, people buy and sell on that like nobody's business.
Yeah, that's the new Craigslist.
It's incredible.
I mean, yeah, it's so much. It's just easier.
Yeah,
and
it's better.
It's better. Yeah,
just said it's better
for sure. It's not as it's funny is I feel somewhat embarrassed that I'm still on Facebook. I hear all the negativity about Facebook, but if I try to turn it off for even a couple days, I just feel like I lose track with folks. I mean, like
it's addicting.
I have cousins. I need to know what the hell their new kid is named. And in this world of busyness and craziness, it's like I get embarrassed when it's tough. I'll enter a conversation with someone I haven't talked to in some months, and if you don't know their whole lives like you're tracking Facebook, you get sort of embarrassed. So I'm on this, folks. I love this stuff. But anyway, how about trading Facebook?
Yeah, let's look at it.
So the trading aspect.
So they're reaching all-time highs. This was pandemic level down here. They've had quite a difficult run over the past. I mean, with everything that happens with Facebook going to Congress and this and that, you're always going to have swings in Facebook. But right now, you came through the sweet spot very nicely. You're in that overbought range. It's not wiggling up here at all. It's just straight across. You're making all-time highs. If you break out here and make a new all-time high, just keep adding to it. If you want to get in it for the first time, you can absolutely do that too. I'm sure this is a good-looking stock to swing trade. Let's just look over real quick. And it is. So right now, I don't love the way that the trend is going as of today. But like I said, I think this thing's going to turn back up, and you'll be able to just swing it and engulf. I mean, you could probably go 400 plus on this thing. Remember, Facebook is one of those 5 stocks that's been responsible for 45% of the move of the market since 2015. So as Facebook goes, the market's going to go, and vice versa. So if we keep getting all of this stuff going on where the market just keeps going higher and higher, keep an eye on Facebook because this is a good stock to trade.
That's our take on Facebook. Join our community at everythingmoney.com, and we will keep you updated on this amazing company. I'm always baffled by this thing. The way
it's incredible.
It's just incredible. So follow the thumbs up on the way out. We'll see you guys on our Discord chat. Talk to you soon. Love you. You know I love you.